By golly, advanced placement classes. Some people take them to get a better understanding of interesting subjects, while others take them for the GPA boost. No matter why you took the class, we all had to deal with the nonprofit, by name only, College Board. And if there's any sense of justice in this world, I feel justified to rank these 7 AP classes that I took throughout high school on a scale from A to F. Starting off with this little guy, Calculus AB had to be the hardest class I took in high school. It was the first class where learning involved a lot of trusting the process. I didn't know quite how my calculator found the answer to sine 40, I just had to trust that it was right. But as much as the class was abstract, the class was also really rewarding. There were probably hundreds of times where I just stared at a problem long enough for the answer to finally come to me. Learning every nuance felt like an accomplishment. Whether it was something I learned last week or last year, so many times the math just builds off itself in really interesting and creative ways. Overall, I'd say the class is a solid B. Next is physics. Physics was the only class where I took the honors version and went straight into taking the AP test. It was really cool seeing intuitive concepts like falling objects being explained with simple equations. Force diagrams gave me a new tool for understanding the world. Oh, and I'll never forget the relationship between distance, velocity, acceleration, force, power, and so on. When I took the class, it didn't seem too difficult, but I can definitely see how the complexity can become overwhelming very quickly. This base should definitely help for when I learn physics for a second time around. Probably on the lower end, but still a B. Chemistry. The dark souls of AP classes. Challenging, but very fair. Stuff like chemical reactions seems simple enough on its face, but everywhere I look, it always feels like the more I learn, the more I find out I'm still so far away from understanding the complexities of real chemistry. For the content we're asked to know, everything was clearly described with words, diagrams, and experiments, so it felt like I could figure it all out as long as I followed the book. A very fair class that kept me on the edge of my seat wondering what would come next. All of that, on top of being a necessity for the biological sciences route, chemistry has to go into A tier. Well, math was never my strongest subject, but even so, I do try to push myself out of my comfort zone, but taking Calculus BC might have been a mistake. I always thought that pushing my boundaries would give me an advantage, but then I realized that statistics is just as, if not even more important to the biological sciences than hardcore calculus. Like most AP classes, the first semester was a review of the previous course and was manageable. Then the second semester rolled around with infinite series and recursive functions, which are really difficult to comprehend even after solving the problem. Calculus BC was a difficult class that did not pique my interest in the same way that physics or chemistry did. C tier. Microeconomics. This class was the first semester class I took in high school. Short, but kind of deserved. Once I got a feel for supply, demand, and competition, every new chapter felt almost the same as the stuff I learned last week. The tables felt too ideal to apply to my own life, too. Microeconomics might have kept my interest better if it was a quarter class, but because it wasn't, I deem it to be C tier. United States government and politics. I actually really like Gov. I know it's just another year learning about US history, but for some reason, this one stuck in my brain better than the rest. I appreciate how after taking this class, I can point to significant rights that I have and name a specific court case or constitutional amendment that backs it up. I feel I have a much better understanding of how the government works within its different facets and how change happens. Cool class, top of B tier. Ooh-wee, biology. Definitely save the best for last on this one, ladies and germs. There sure is a lot to learn about cells and I'm here for all of it. Give me cell communication, cell regulation, or mutation. Some say, what in tarnation? But I only see reason for elation. Every little bit from cell structure, life cycle, or reproduction, give me all of that flora, fauna, and function. So many of my questions about why does this happen, or that, are tackled in this class. I know that so many more, even ones that I haven't thought of yet, are just waiting to be answered. Absolutely nothing bad to say about this class. Top of A tier goes.